Of course, when anyone goes to Paris, one of the bucket list items to see is going to always be the Eiffel Tower, which we of course did on our first trip to Paris. Our second day on the ground, we did go up the tower, and I thought that we would go over some of the history and trivia that I found about this amazing tower, which we did not know until we were there. First, I'll tell you a little bit about how we got there. We actually saw it several different ways. We went the night before, we went with the little 2CV car tour, and we got to see it at night, which was wonderful. I highly recommend that on your first night in Paris. And then on the day we went, we got a timed entry ticket up to the second level. And after we went up to the second level, came back down, we did the 1-hour boat tour on a Bateau Parisien sightseeing cruise, which was lovely. But to get in, I can't recommend enough, get a timed entry ticket. You will stand in a line about this long. We had, 4 people in front of us when we got there. We went straight up. Otherwise, you will stand in this line. This is tickets. After you go through the long security line, this is still the ticketed line. So avoid that and just get a timed entry ticket, and you will take the elevator up to whichever level you're going to, or you can climb the 1,665 stairs, which we opted not to do. If you do go all the way up to the top, you can have a glass of champagne. You can see about 43 miles around, all the way out to the Charles de Gaulle airport and the outskirts of Paris itself. And there is a private secret apartment up there that Gustave Eiffel included in the design. And depending on the weather, of course, you're going to have a great view. We had a great day for it, as you can see here, but if you're up on a cloudy day, you're just kind of rolling the dice with the weather and what view you're going to be able to, how far you're going to be able to see. When this was built, though, this was really just a temporary entrance arch for the Paris World's Fair in 1889, and at the time it was the tallest building in the world. It is still the tallest building in Paris, and its height will actually change up or down 6 to 7 inches depending on the temperature of the air as the steel expands and contracts. It was supposed to be demolished after 20 years. In fact, at the time of its building, 300 Parisian artists petitioned against it so strongly that I thought I would include their quote in full, their proclamation. They said, quote, "We, writers, painters, sculptors, architects, passionate lovers of the beauty until now intact of Paris, hereby protest with all our might, with all our indignation, in the name of French taste gone unrecognized, in the name of French art and history under threat, against the construction, in the very heart of our capital, of this useless and monstrous Eiffel Tower." They said that the gigantic black factory chimney was so appalling that even commercial-minded America doesn't want it. Ouch. And one of the things that saved the tower from demolition was the fact that there was a radio tower on top of it, which was considered too important to tear down. That tower was also instrumental in intercepting German radio signals during World War I. In 1944, Hitler actually declared that if Paris couldn't be held from the liberation, the city, including the tower, should be destroyed. And one of his field marshals who got the order was so shocked by it that he, of course, never carried it out, and thank goodness. In 1925, a con man actually sold the Eiffel Tower for scrap metal. He fooled a bunch of metal scrap companies into thinking he was a government official and that they had decided to scrap it because it was too expensive to keep up. And one of them actually paid him for it plus a bribe. And then he disappeared to Vienna with a suitcase full of cash. And apparently the man who gave him the money never went after him because he was too embarrassed that he'd been conned so badly. The tower was once painted yellow, but it has been its current Eiffel Tower brown since 1968. It is repainted about every 7 years, and it is only painted by hand. It takes 50 painters about 60 tons of paint to cover it, and it is slightly darker at the top, giving it a bit of an ombre effect. Another interesting thing I learned after we were there is that it is illegal to commercially use photos of the tower lit up at night, which is why you probably won't see many of them for commercial purposes. The lights were put in 1985, and they are still under copyright protection as an artistic work. Although I think it's never been actually enforced, and there are millions of pictures of the tower lit up at night. I would love to hear if you've been up to the top of the Eiffel Tower, if you thought it was worth it, or if it would be worth it to do it at night, because I would love to still do that someday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.